and it is famous by the name of DP, not display picture. It is Devashish Praman. Hello everyone, my name is Md Samim. Currently I am a first prof MBBS student at Midnapore Medical College. But wait, am I still in first year or I am in second year? Because my first year examinations are over but results are not declared yet, so I am lying somewhere in between first year and second year. Today I am gonna be sharing my books which I was used during my first year, and I thought I am eligible enough to make this video because I spent my 1 year with these books, and I recommend you so that you can make best out of it. As you all know that there are 3 subjects in MBBS first year, that are anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. So now talking about anatomy, it has sub-subjects like general anatomy, gross anatomy, embryology, histology and radiology. So now I am going to talking about anatomy books in detail. The first book which I would recommend to you is BD Chaurasia for gross anatomy. It has 4 volumes. It gives you point-wise representation along with standard diagram and clinical anatomy also. It should be your primary book for writing answers in examination. So now talking about another sub-subject, that is general anatomy. For this I used A.K. Datta's general anatomy book. General anatomy is basically the thing which you read before get into gross anatomy, histology or embryology. It gives you brief idea about what is inside, like what is tissue, what is muscle, what are the bones, type of bones, nerve supply of muscles, etc, etc. In a nutshell, you have to go through this book before dive into anatomy. Another subset of anatomy is histology. For this you can use Human Histology of Inder Singh, or you can refer PDF version of this book. In my case, I refer PDF version over books to study histology. Another sub-subject of anatomy is embryology, and for this you can refer the book called Human Embryology by Dr. Inder Singh, and I think it is the most ignored part of anatomy, and I also little bit ignored this part. We generally read embryology just before our examination, but I would recommend you, my friend, please don't do that. If you understand embryology, it will be interesting for you and it will going to help you in gynecology and pediatrics. Apart from these books, there are some gold standard books like Atlas, Gray's Anatomy, which you should access from your library. So this is all about anatomy. Now talking about physiology, it has 2 parts. First is theory and second is practical. Both are equally important. For theory of physiology, the book that I used was written by Sir Dr. Devashish Praman, and it is famous by the name of DP, not display picture. It is Devashish Praman. Okay. For those who have keen interest in physiology, they can go for Guyton and Hall as well as Ganong. These are gold standard books of physiology, and you can also access these books from your library. Now coming to the practical part of physiology. Practical part of physiology is just as important as theory. If you want to enjoy your physio practicals, please read the practical manual before going into labs, and if you do this, you will fall in love with physio practicals. For physio practical, I used a book called Essentials of Medical Physiology by Anil Baran Singha and Mahapatra. It's a great book. Its language is to the point and precise. It contains several graphs, and best part of this book is it contains all real diagram. If you go through these diagrams only, you can recall the procedure what you performed in your lab. So get this book, your physio practical will be strong, and which will also strong your medicine. Now coming to the last subject, that is biochemistry. For biochemistry, I used Vasudevan. You can also use Satyanarayan, which is simple as compared to Vasudevan. You can also use the gold standard book like Harper and Lippincott. And one thing I want to mention over here is that Vasudevan is at the same level of Harper. If you are not going with Harper, just go for Vasudevan. So yeah, this is all for today. Like this video if you feel that my information is helpful for you, and subscribe this channel if you want to make a good bonding with me, and I know that you want to make a good bonding with me. So that's all for today. It's your boy Md Samim. See you guys on my next video.